Hello friends, this is Jimmy Singh, broker owner of Supermax Realty, 647-961-2639, or you can reach me at supermaxrealty.ca. So friends, in the morning, one of the persons who follow me on my real estate channel on YouTube, Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh, he called me and inquired about the situation in downtown Toronto condo market, because he owned bunch of condos and he is finding hard to rent his condos. So I asked him two questions. I said, the two questions you have to ask yourself: can you handle a decline of 20% in rent? Because 8 months in a row the rent has been declining in downtown market. And can you handle the vacancy of your unit for next 3 months and don't look like a distressed seller trying to just sell at the lowest price, right? And how long the recession and pandemic last, that is again a big question mark. When the vaccination comes, when the job recovery happens, those are all things that has to be considered. And some reports are saying in downtown by the first quarter of 2021 we might see double digit decline in prices. So he asked me, he said, Jimmy, if I have to invest, what do I do in downtown Toronto? So I said, listen, if you are looking to buy a condo in downtown right now, consider a boutique building with is more end users. They can weather the storm better versus a building which is basically mostly all investors. Because in downtown Toronto condo market, 40 to 45% units are owned by foreign buyers or investors, right? So then I discuss, supply in some of the common popular condo buildings, which have a lot of investors in them, and they also come on Airbnb. First is Ice Condos by CN Tower. So I told them in that building, I checked on October the 6th, in total there's 1,343 units. Out of those, 42 units were on sale and 122 units are for rent. And the turnover approximately is 12% in that building for investors. If I talk about Harbor Plaza, that is another popular building for investors. Total units in those towers are 1,313 and total active listings were 34, and total units on sale at Harbor Plaza condos is 103 for rent in October the 6th, and the turnover is 10.43. And another popular building, One Yorkville luxury building, total units 577, 2 are for sale and 81 units are for rent, and the turnover is 1,430. And one of the other buildings which I like myself is Tip Top Loft. So basically if you go by Queensquay, you can see it, 256 units, only 2 units for sale and 7 units for rent. So turnover is measly 3%, right? So I was discussing with myself, what happened is turnover in a building depends on the age of the buildings. As investors share decline over time. So when it's a new building, lot of people buy it, then they keep the unit for 1 year minimum for HST purposes, and then they sell it because in 5-6 years they made appreciation and they move forward, right? And then so that is something is very concerning, because if I study Canadian hotel vertical industry, they were saying occupancy is down 53%, and in Montreal occupancy is just 19% in hotels. Means, like if I talk about downtown Toronto right now, in financial district, lot of jobs are not there, people are work from home. If I see other entertainment amenities, concerts, sporting events, they are not happening. Restaurants, people are not going there, right? And at the end of the day, there's no weddings, there's no what you call tourist. Downtown Toronto University campus has close to 10,000 international students. Obviously they have George Brown and bunch of other colleges as well. So that is a big number, right? And at the end of the day, guys, right now there's a lot of new condo completions coming up, and with pandemic on horizon, obviously, and then resale supply is coming every month more and more. The risk is greater for you if you want to do these things. You have to now focus on long-term investment, because recently there was a report out of Swiss bank UBS globally. Not sure how they crunch the numbers. Obviously they look at income versus rent affordability in top 25 cities in the world globally, and in North America Toronto is third on the list. First is Munich, second is Frankfurt. So they believe there's a bubble in the market, but I find there's two markets in Toronto right now. One is a condo market, one is a low rise. Low rise is doing very well. Condo market is at more risk. So if you're looking to buy a brand new condo pre-construction at today's price, you have to know that builders have gotten smart. They lost in lot of projects appreciation, which people end user get benefit out of it. So right now they're selling you future value and putting appreciation so they can benefit more. The only way you can make money is if you beat their expectations. So if builder knows in 5 years condo is worth X amount of dollars, they already putting that in price to save themselves, right? But if you're lucky, the market beats that, then you will beat it. Otherwise, you'll be down under. But obviously, at the end of the day, if appraisal doesn't come in 5 years, you'll be stuck with a big mortgage. You can't actually back out. You lose your deposit, and the appraisal never comes, right? And certainly, people have showed concern over a couple of months. I've been talking to them, a lot of my clients and end users. They talk about money laundering, foreign buyers and stuff like that. See, money laundering, happen this way. So what happen is people who are foreigner, they don't care, or local person who has they just pay whatever the price. They bid up the price, pay whatever is the price. They don't care. And once that price is settled in the neighborhood or the building, it drives the other comparables, because one person see, okay, the one unit like sold for $650, why would I sell for less? So they keep pricing higher, right? And obviously the comparables go higher, the appraisals also start coming higher, and the mortgage approvals also are based on appraisals, right? So money laundering does drive the price higher, and it will make it hard for a lot of first time buyers to jump and afford these kind of things. So if I talk about some numbers, so they said in September of 2020, new listings are up 154% year over year in downtown Toronto core, and sales are up 11% year over year, right? But supply is going more than the demand. So, at the end of the day, if I see inventory, it is up 215% year over year. So we have 5 months supply, guys, 5 months supply. So if no new condo comes, it will take us at least 5 months to absorb, depending if the buyers are still interested in there, right? And markets suddenly have shifted from balance to buyers territory. And if I talk about listing to selling ratio, it is 24%, and that is lowest since 1990s. And obviously, for the past couple of years, what happened was there was big divergence between the price of a detached house and the condos, and the gap keep increasing. So at one point of time, the difference was 500,000-600,000 between a low rise and a condo. So people start buying condos because they can't touch the low rise. But now, it is getting a little narrower, right? And rents have certainly come down in downtown 14%. So average rent 1 point was high beginning of this year at $2,700. Right now it's hovering $2,300. And certain good buildings and locations, they are charging $3.50 or $3.70 per square feet, right? But if I compare other condo market of Greater Toronto condo market, they have just 2.5 months supply, and their prices are doing just fine. So the main concern is downtown condos, right? And at the end of the day, you have to understand, if you bought a condo and there's no demand, and then all you have to do is just sell it to take the money and risk away, right? Because at the end of the day, some people only buy for speculation that they're buying it and it's going to keep going up and up. If it can't go up, and then you can't rent it, you have no option but to sell or keep reducing the price until you find a suitable buyer. Because the challenge is, if I talk about some buildings like ICE condos where there's 122 rentals and 42 listings for sale, the challenge is the inventory in the same building, all the units have same quality, same finishes, So how do you stand as a seller? The only way you can stand as a seller or a landlord is to offer a value. And how do you offer value? By lowering the price, right? So it's just supply demand issue right now in Toronto, and it's just a cat mouse kind of a game. Buyers are looking for a deal, else sellers don't want to give a deal, so they're just sitting tight, and it is just it's just matter of a patience, right? The other thing you have to understand is I am seeing a lot of pullback from lot of investors, as they are now finding the market is softening up, so it is putting a lot of downward pressure, and people are running to the suburbs, right, to downsize their mortgage, because they can buy a bigger property and work from home office if they buy a bigger space outside, right? And obviously I feel sorry for a lot of first time buyers, because to jump into the detached home market, which is growing very fast, and to go up the property ladder, you need to have you already should be owning a condo, otherwise it's going to be very, very hard. The other challenge is lot of seniors, they are not selling. At the end of the day, they want their kids to visit, their grandkids to visit them, and they want with COVID social distancing, so they are holding on to their assets. They are not traveling that much, and they don't want to go to nursing home. And some studies actually have shown people, older people, when they stay at their home and are active, they tend to stay longer. That is a research. Some people, if they need it, they can share with their family, right? And as I said, suburb condos are doing better than downtown. And the investors, there are 40-50% investors, and obviously at the end of the day, somebody's going to panic and sell for cheap. It will set the comparable in the building for the next, right? And other thing is, they see the construction of new condos, multi-residential, is down 12% in Toronto from September 19 to September 20, while the detached market, construction is up 100%, right? And the sale of new construction single family homes is up 355% year over year, right? And it is up 139% for a 10-year average, right? So that is a stat from Land Development Association of GTA. And as I said, the bubble only happen in real estate market if the supply start increasing and the demand tend to stagnate or drop. And that is what we are seeing right now in downtown Toronto. And a lot of people who work in real estate or financial sector, they're really, really concerned. At the end, only time will tell. And the other thing I would like to share with you is, in August, the Stats Canada says Canada welcomed 11,000 immigrants that month, versus last year same month there was 31,600 people. So Canada this year has a shortfall of 200,000 permanent residents who are supposed to come, but they can't make it. So on average, the goal of Canada is to get 350 immigrants every year for population growth, but this year population is not there. So I'm sure when the vaccination happens, people start coming to Canada, students start coming to Canada, we will be fine. So just a thought I would like to share, like people who are leaving Toronto for suburbs or maybe going to cottage countries, here is my thought. Toronto is world-class university, world-class city. Eventually things will normalize. We will have life back. So if you're going to cottage and this year in winter you find out you get bored and there's not much to do, eventually offices will open and you will go back, right? So right now office commercial space also is struggling, but at the end of the day, with the rise of home office and pressure of income on the families and expensive condos, it is making a lot of people making choices and moving to suburb a very, very attractive option. So the people I find right now in trouble in condo market are the one who bought in a last year or year prior to that with 5-10% down, because they can't cash flow and they can't hold the units. But if some of the people who bought 7-10 years ago and never refinanced their condos, they are doing fine. They will survive. So as far as the news for city of condos, right now they are actually looking into adopting what we call a vacant home tax. They haven't made a decision. They will meet in December to decide. And as all my audience know, in Vancouver, they already have this what we call vacant home tax. and it is roughly 1.25% of the amount of the house. And how they calculate is they see whether it's your primary residence or you never lived in more than 6 months in it. So you end up paying 1.25%. So that way you're not using housing just to park your money and use to store your wealth, right? So Vancouver already have a 15% foreign buyer tax. Obviously GTA also followed the suite a couple of years ago, and then they have 15% foreign buyer tax. The other thing there, as I said, they're considering is vacant home tax. So if your house is vacant for more than 6 months, there might be tax coming down the pipeline. And the other things they are talking because of the lack of affordability is the Toronto Planning Housing Commission is considering telling all the builders to keep at least 5 to 10% units in the building for affordability only. So for 99 years, you have to keep those units just for affordable purpose. So that is another thing they're considering. We will know more details in coming months. And at the end of the day, guys, I can't say there's a bubble, but I can certainly see lack of demand. So if you're investors, be very smart. Don't get caught up in hype by some promoters who are selling pre-construction at crazy valuations. There's better value in resale market, and I'm recommending all my investors who are looking in the market, look for what you call assignments, look for resale market. It is better because you're negotiating, you're buying a better price. And if you're an investor looking to sell, or you're an investor looking to buy in good markets in GTA and around it, or if you have a condo in downtown, you want to find a tenant for it, call Team Supermax a call. I've been helping my clients for last 15 years invest in pre-construction condos, brand new homes, resale homes, and I'm investing personally for last 15 years as well. Any questions, call text 647-961-2639. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please visit YouTube Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh. Leave your comments. I'll reply back. Give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you're most welcome to reach out. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a lovely, blessed day.